What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back at it again with Under the Radar, episode number 15. It has been a long road so far, but we are here back with another fantastic episode. And with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Grandmaster FloKey himself. How are you doing today, my man?
You want to see something, chat? I have a legal document that
Oh my
says I
God.
can talk a bunch of shit and mix people.
Oh god.
Just graduated over the weekend.
That's too much power flow. I don't know how they were allowed to give that to you.
No, because they know they were like, listen, they saw FloKey and they were like, listen, guys, this guy talks a bunch. He plays Piccolo. It only makes sense. He'd be downplaying his character since a long time, but it's not about us tonight. I was hyping this one up for a grip, for a couple good reasons. One of my closest friends in the FGC right now, as well as one of the premier Vegitos in America.
Ooh.
As well as one of the more up and coming players in New York that not a lot of people will talk about. And I'm not saying this because I'm his friend. I'm saying this because this is genuine. He almost got top 8 at April Annihilation. He's been grinding and can't say anything more about him. I'm just going to shut up and let him talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Childish Vegito.
Hey, let's hear it. Let's go.
That was an OD intro.
Yeah.
I should have said also AKA the bird.
The bird.
If you know,
Nobody knows about that.
If you know, you know.
You know.
You know.
Oh
There's
my
literally
goodness.
one other person that knows.
No, a couple people do.
Okay.
But so tell the people at home, for those who might not know you, give the people some background. Who you play, where you're from, whole nine yards.
Okay, so if you don't know me, I'm Childish Vegito, Childish for short. I started out in FGC around maybe last June. Well, I was not playing the team I'm playing now. The team I'm playing now is Vegito point, Gotenks mid, Yamcha anchor. Cause it's a really good team. Not as good as it used to be, but it's still a really good team for Vegito. I'm a Vegito main, I guess I'd like to say. I post a lot of content on Twitter for him. And I guess I've recently gained a little bit of notoriety from my tournament results. I got 9th at April Annihilation, and then after that I got nothing but top 8s at locals, and then I got 5th at Super TSB. I don't know. I'm starting out streaming and stuff. So, yeah. But mainly I'm just known for Vegito Tech and messing around on Twitter, I guess.
Well, I mean, those are two good things to be known for. So,
Really?
obviously, besides having Vegito in the name, right? Getting a chance to watch your gameplay and commentate some of your matches, you definitely put the character on display, right? I really feel like you delve into the deeper level of Vegito. You go beyond Square, and that's that's just a deeper level out here we see with Vegito.
It takes a lot.
It does.
Yeah, I think Vegito is one of those characters that's he's super unorthodox. I'd say he's still he was at one point he was top 10, but now he's maybe I rate him better than Cell, worse than Cooler.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. I rate him better than Cell, worse than
You
Cooler.
think he's better than Cooler?
No.
He thinks Cooler's better than Vegito.
I was so confused. I was wait.
It goes Cell, Vegito, Cooler, and then everyone else in between that. I think that well, he is obviously better neutral than Cell.
Yeah.
Because Cell neutral is super hard. He's got they've gotten good buttons and stuff, good damage, good combo potential, all that stuff. But I think the reason that Vegito falls under Cooler is because that Cooler has more defensive options. He has he goes through beams in neutral. His neutral's a little bit more solid. I think that his strings, Vegito strings are all most of them sorry, most of them are actually fake. But Cooler jails a lot more now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's some mid tier right now. But I think like there's a lot more to the character. And I've just been trying to like do all I can with the character. I'm not saying that like uh I'd say that I'm one of the more optimal Vegetos out there. I think the only one that I could name that's like I put in high regard
Yeah.
is Subatomic Sabers. I think he's
Oh
just
yeah.
really from California,
Yep.
Subatomic Sabers. I think he's probably the top Vegito player right now. Like I think if I were to like name like in no particular order after sub, it would be like sub me Steve, but he's an MK, Lazy Matman, and like when he plays Vegito, and there's probably like one or two more. Um, there's one or two more that I could name.
Yeah.
But I think like other than that, it's just like it's Vegetos are scarce at high level play.
What draws you to the character? Like, what makes you go, this is the character I want to commit myself to, that you've kind of stuck by with? Because in your own admission, you think he's mid tier.
Yeah.
And I've seen plenty of players who they go, my character's mid tier, that's not enough. I'm going to go ahead and drop the character and kind of moves on. What has made you pick up this character and stay with them?
Well, just because he's mid tier doesn't mean he's bad, right?
Yeah.
It's just that the other characters are better, and I think that I stuck with him. Like the first thing that drew me to, well, I always liked Vegito growing up as like a kid. I thought he was just like the sickest character. It's like the two main characters teaming up to hand out some bus ass, and it's just like
Yeah, it's true. That's very true.
there it is.
You don't have to pick. You don't have to pick between Goku and Vegeta. Just have them both.
Play both.
both, yeah. And
it's like you want to listen to Mo Bamba or Sicko Mode.
yeah.
What about both?
What about both at the same time? And my only regret with this character and not is that they didn't have Super Vegito because they kind of ruined him in Super for me.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
they kind of ruined it. But like besides like being like a fan as a kid and growing up with him,
Yeah.
I think he's just mad disrespectful. Like
yeah, I do agree on that play style wise.
It's just so good. Like the whole point of the character is to make the other player feel like they're messing up a lot. Because Vegito is definitely like the definition of if you get hit by him, it's definitely your fault. It's 100%.
Yeah.
Unless you're a tall character. Unless you're a tall character, there's no 50-50s, I guess. I have left rights. I have one low. I got 6M. But the rest is just making you want to press a button, making you want to do something about like what I'm doing to you, which is making you not play. And I think that's one of my favorite things, because like even if it's a bad habit of mine, like I'll spark to save the character even though he's like next hit dead, and that's definitely not the thing to do.
No,
right? It's not good. Cisco Random Fiend is a big advocate of not blowing Spark on your first character. But I just want to play the character. It doesn't matter how much health he has. It doesn't matter what, like I will burn all of my resources just to play this character.
You know, you've never told me that, and like because I've had conversations with you, like on the low about sparking and like how like we feel like in terms of that, but like hearing that like response to that like makes more sense because I watched a bunch of your play and like and I've seen you grow and like that's the one thing that, like you will play that character throughout. And one thing to note too, and like going back to what you said earlier, is that I did dabble with Vegito. I had this guy by my side. I had you by my side, kind of like showing me that everything. But and I kind of went back to your point, like you're literally making your opponent hate themselves. Like if you do one random mix up and they get hit for some reason, that's all on them. And like,
oh yeah,
it's one of those things that like not a lot of people will think about. And then picking up Gotenks as well, kind of having that fusion style. What is Gotenks the same reason, or is it just because it just like compatibility?
Oh, Gotenks is also one of my favorite characters. I like from day one. I was just like, I'm playing this character, 100%. Before Vegito was announced, I was just like, I'm playing this character, and then he came out. Funny thing, and I was just like, Ghost Oki looks hard, and then I picked someone else. But then when it was like, oh, Ghost Oki's not that hard,
You're
and
right.
then they were doing like meaty ghost setups or whatever, just like the basic primitive stuff. I was like, oh, this character's mad fun. Like I thought he was super fun before, and now he's not as good as he used to be. He's top 10 now. I think he's top 10. But yeah, I think he's probably the best like Vegito Goten. Like that's the best pair up for Vegito.
That's his
Because
best
it that's
partner
his,
character. His shell.
yeah, that's his 100%. That's his
It's like
best
peanut
partner
butter and jelly. It just
character.
works.
Yeah, it's just everything just works really well because Vegito, uh, he's like his air combos used to do so much more damage than they used to, but like you could just get so much more extension, um, in the air with Gotenks assist because
Right.
it's one of the few assists that can do that. The only other assist that gives you like an air extension, quote unquote, now is probably like GT Goku or
Yeah.
Trunks, but you have to be like
Well,
You
it
got to
doesn't
be
really
on your game if you want to do the
you gotta be
air extensions with
yeah.
Trunks.
yeah.
We just had Sage down at the Xanadu Monthly, and he was doing all the Trunks aerial extensions, and even he was missing them a couple of times because the timing windows are just tight. Especially
Yeah,
if it just like sometimes you get a bad bounce with Change the Future, and your DR or whatever just won't connect afterwards,
mm-hmm.
which can be
Yeah.
kind of tough.
Right.
It actually used to be easier with Vegito, like pre-patch Vegito. Like when you did air extensions, like let's say you vanish at the corner, like
Yeah.
his B&B is like you vanish out the corner and then you throw him back in with 2 and 4M, which
Yeah.
is the command grab. And you used to be able to get like Beam, Trunks, Yamcha, into Snap off of that, and now you can't. And it's a little bit harder for some assists, but Yamcha assist it's impossible. Trunks assist it might be possible, but I haven't really labbed it. But
Yeah.
yeah, they messed that up for him, and it sucks. But yeah, Vegito Gotenks, really good. I think it's Vegito's best pair up, and for good reason too, because you get a lot of it's a lot of I wouldn't say pressure, but it's a really good neutral tool for him as well as his extension. And then more recently, I found that you can tick grab with him,
Mm.
which changes the game 100% for Vegito because it used to not be as practical before because it was hard to set up. But now I'm giving you a reason to do something other than block because if you don't block or if you do block forever, you're going to get unblockable. Yeah, you're gonna get grabbed because it's a command grab, right? And then once I get you to do that, it's like we're playing RPS now. Every time I'm hitting you, it's RPS. It's really good. I think that was a good find for me. I think because that does change the way that I'm gonna play the character now.
And you know the funny thing is, you found that I remember this, and I'm gonna blow you up for this. I'm gonna blow you up for this. So me and him, so he was teaching me like stuff, and then because I was originally gonna play Vegito Trunks Yamcha as a sub team, so he brought up the tick grab setup to me with Vegito Trunks. I was like, maybe I'll dabble with it. This dude comes back, what, like 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, something like that. He's like, dude, I can do this with Gotenks. I'm like.
I never tested it because I was like, there's definitely no way that you can do it. Because I tried it with Yamcha and I was like, there's no way. You can only do it with Beam and Trunks assist. And then I accidentally did it, and I was like,
you blew your mind, and you blew your own mind. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I think Vegetanks, as you dub it, is one of the best. And like I remember, I mentioned this a couple episodes back. No Kami put out a list, or not a list. He asked a really good question about shells, and he talked about that a long time ago.
I know where this is going.
It was I think it was 2 episodes ago with Rogue Yoshi.
Yes, it was the Rogue Yoshi episode.
Yep. And on that list, I mentioned Vegetanks, and for all those reasons that you mentioned above, I think granted, it's not compared to like a Bardock Goku, obviously, but in terms of like how they enable each other, like in terms of its extensions and synergy wise and like neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I think that alone, and you're gonna see Subatomic Sabers this weekend maybe show out with it.
Well, the problem. Okay, sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, go ahead. What is the problem?
The problem is that it doesn't work both ways.
It's only Vegito backed up by Gotenks. Gotenks doesn't really get anything from Vegito.
The only thing you really get from Vegito is, it's a neutral assist. I think it's one of the better assists in the game if you use it correctly. Me and Steve Steve is an advocate of like having Vegito as like a top, like one of the top assists. Not the top assists in the game, but it does beat a lot of assists because it spawns from the back of you, right? So you can call it like when you're going, you can air to air block and call Vegito assist, and then
bait.
It's a bait. It's a good baiting tool. Again, it's like part of the character. It's like making you feel stupid, right? So it's a really good reflect bait. It gets rid of literally every assist besides Trunks, Frieza, Cooler, and like maybe one GT Goku. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Is that GT Goku is anti-Vegito assist as well?
Because it hits at the angle.
Yeah, it hits him right at the angle.
On his way up.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Sorry.
No. This is what, honest to God, this is what happens with me and Childish Vegito in a conversation.
Yeah, because we just bounce off each other.
Yeah, it's really good, but because I know for a while you were playing. What were you playing before Yamcha? You were playing Vegetank's Gohan.
Oh God, we don't talk about that.
Adult Gohan.
That was Dark Ages. That was Dark Ages.
Wow. Okay. What were you getting out of Adult Gohan in that team setup?
Nothing.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I figured I'd ask.
What made you transition? Other than in the game.
Well, okay, so at NEC, I played that team at NEC, but like before that, I played Gotenks, Gohan, Kid Buu, which was like, it used to be really good. Now it sucks.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find a third for Vegito, and I liked Gohan because I used to play, like I had a shell which was Gotenks Gohan, so I was just like, it's pretty good, and aside from like I didn't really get much utility out of the Gohan assist, but the reason that team really stuck with me is because the kill potential, the meter gain, and like all that was just too good to pass up on. So like, you know what, like double supers used to be in the game. We had 2-bar positive Tods. We had
God, don't remind me about that.
Yeah, I had like just the kill potential and the amount of meter gain that you get with the characters was just too good to pass up on. But it put too much of the load of winning neutral on Vegito because you had, well, one, I didn't know how to use Gotenks back then. Like I didn't know how to use Donuts assist back then. But Gohan, you don't get much. You get a defensive assist call, and you don't get much out of pressure aside from 6M into assist. So that's really what stuck as just like the stuff that you could get. Like I had I had 2 0-bar Tods each with Vegito and Gohan, and then like Gotenks I had like 1 little 4-bar Tod, but like the whole team could kill at any point in the match.
I mean, that's a really scary, threat. Your opponent has to respect at that point because they're kind of like, wow, I can die off of almost any hit. And that's mentally, that's taxing when you're playing against a team like that, where you're like, okay, my current character could just die at any moment. I actually wanted to circle back to something you talked about earlier, which was Vegito's playstyle. Yeah. And how you try to force your opponent to hit a button. Mm-hmm. So how do you go about this? Because obviously, if you play against a masher, Vegito just eats him alive.
If you do the correct things with Vegito, then yeah, you'll blow that guy up.
What style of defense do you like playing against the most as Vegito? Like, what types of players do you like is like a good matchup for you as a Vegito?
I love impatient people. That's literally.
FloKey points to himself.
I love impatient people. I love it.
Actually, no, I'm patient against you. No lie.
Yeah, you're pretty patient.
I'm just like as I mash DP.
As you mash DP. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
But I think, or actually, I shouldn't say that, because like I do. There is some joy out of like frame trapping somebody, but I think my favorite match I played with Vegito was the one that you commentated at April Annihilation with Sage.
Oh really, the Sage
one?
That
was a really fun match. That was really good. Yeah. I don't know what Nikomaki said to him, but it obviously worked.
Okay, Nico. Okay, for those of you who didn't see this match live, Game 1. This is from the commentator's perspective. Vegito, he's going off on Sage because Sage, he admits himself, he does not like reflecting in bracket. He sees it as a high-risk option. It's really dangerous, and he feels like it's blown up too much. I watched you stagger him to death. Yeah. You literally sat there and looped your pressure like 4 or 5 times, and I'm losing it, right? Because I'm like sitting here and I'm like trying, I'm trying to keep cool, but I'm like, oh my god, this man's just never gonna get out. He's just gonna jail until the time runs out.
Exactly.
Yo, this dude's like, Jeremy, Giles was like, let me in. Let me in.
But that's like kind of what you said, where you did eventually. Sage started pushing buttons because he saw, because I think it's what makes Vegito so frustrating when played well. You miss your turn, you notice you missed your turn, and now you're trying to, you don't want it to happen again, right? So now you're preemptively trying to force your way out.
Exactly, and then that's where you just implement all your frame traps, and now that I have this unblockable, I will get a reaction sooner.
That makes a lot, yeah.
That's the game changer right there, is because once I show you that, you're gonna want to do something else than block.
Right.
And so that's where frame trapping, which I'm starting to, I'm actually like, I'm learning a lot about this character now more than ever because I'm productively labbing him. Because before I would just do cool ass combos.
That's a mood.
Yeah.
Actual mood.
Yeah. But he can do a lot actually that I'm starting to implement now, and it's really, really good against impatient people. I just need to know when to implement it in stages.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is something that I've kind of talked to people about, and especially like as you get higher and higher, is having sort of like different levels you bring out against different players, where you have like your A plan, right? And if your opponent just can't beat your A plan, you're never gonna bother pulling anything else out, right?
True.
And then you kind of work your way down. But then the hard part is you have to develop more than one plan so you can cycle between them. Because against truly good players, they're not going to lose to any one plan. They might lose to it the first time, but they're going to adapt. So you have to be able to cycle between multiple strategies almost.
Oh yeah, of course. I just think like my problem becomes getting bored of using that strategy and be like, hey, what's this? And then it doesn't work.
Seriously. Like,
and then honestly, I'm just like, oh, I should have just. That's what happened. That's definitely what happened on Saturday.
So, do you want to talk about Saturday?
We could talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it.
So, Random Fiend, one of our good friends, he started the jump off with a couple of us. We started that when, January?
Yeah, we started January.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, so we had, it was like what, CT, Westchester, New York, and we just all played. It was a really good grind session.
And Buffalo, just one.
Yeah. Shouts to T1. He was honorary Westchester that night.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Yo, I got the lore down.
It was a really fun time.
Yeah, and then that's been escalating to events. So this past Saturday was deemed Civil War. I still haven't seen Endgame. Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
I'm ugly.
You're on my main monitor, so I really can't get away from your face, FloKey. I'm gonna have to tell you straight up.
Hellzone grenade.
Yo, you can't escape this Hellzone grenade.
This is where you're getting fuzzied right now, FloKey. There is no mid. There's no blocking.
That's OD. So this past weekend was Jump Off Civil War.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of it ran really late.
Yeah,
But
it
it
did.
had a good variety of players and a really interesting match that had a lot of background to it. One of
Mm-hmm.
the jump off was made out of do you want to hear the lore? So one time I went to TSB
Okay.
in New York. And I played a lovely man. Shout outs to PRC. Don't know the whole tag. Too Tall is not in here to say it. The best. Um, and they wanted me and PRC to play. So I was like, word, we'll run it. So we ran it online, and I'm like, this don't count. Even though I
As
have
it
5
shouldn't.
would it. Even though I
Fair.
have 5 would it. But then we played, and I think it was like 5-1 or 5-2. And then it kind of turned into this. Now with Childish Vegito, he had a match with Prodigy.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we could talk about it, bro.
Yes. So tell the people what happened,
Okay,
because I wasn't
so
there.
just me and Prodigy have like a long, not it's actually not that long. We've just been playing online a lot, and he has tendencies. I'll just
Okay.
leave it at that. He has tendencies. Everybody has tendencies, right?
Right.
It's just that the ones that he had is the ones that I couldn't really punish because it was online, right? So I was just like, you won't be able to get away with it offline. And we ended up money matching, and I actually ended up losing 5-3, but I think that he adapted well, but um, it was more or less just me losing to myself. And I
Yeah.
don't want to take away.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not taking
Because
away from his play. It's just that
yeah.
um, I got, I get tilted.
Yeah.
Everybody gets tilted.
Yeah. Truth.
And I didn't stick my game plan. I won the
Ah,
first
yep.
two. I that's the whole theme of this is because I didn't stick to my game plan.
Right.
And one of my good friends, Kazuki Kaze, he called me like the day after, and he was like, "You realize what you did, right?" And I was like, "No." Like,
I called you the day
yeah,
after. And
you
I
both
called.
called me.
I didn't tell you this. So me and Kaze were on the phone before he called you.
Oh my God, they were
Oh yeah.
scripting. They were
After
scripting
I
it.
talked to you
Oh god.
to make sure you were on the right track, and I did watch the match back when I had the chance for the most part. I was skimming through stuff, and it was the truth. Like, you didn't stick to your game plan. I think that's super important in this game. And
Well,
and
he capitalized
Prodigy,
on it.
and he did. And
Yeah.
Prodigy, and I told this to Kaze. Prodigy comes from a background of playing those high level matches
Mhm.
all the time,
Long sets.
long sets, money, things like that. And this is a question because I know you've been around the scene too, Jay. Do you think, crazy idea? Do you think money matches and tournament matches are two different things?
Uh, so it's interesting, right? So I think a money match, it won't. I think more people should actually money match. I think money matches should actually be more common, and I actually think they help players improve.
Mhm.
The reason I think this is that it creates a level of tension on the players to a certain degree, right? It's not going to replicate like, oh, top 8 at a major, right? It's not going to be like that where you're on stage. But what it will do is it will put you in a pressured scenario where you're being asked to perform, and you're playing usually a first to 5 when you money match, meaning you're also
Mhm.
being asked to adapt under pressure. And so I think
Yeah.
it's there. One of the big things that money matches do, they expose players' weaknesses.
True.
They won't necessarily help you fix them, but they'll very quickly show you, oh, I crack under high pressure scenarios, or I don't adapt. Things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it doesn't one-to-one tournament scenario, but it does replicate the pressure in its own way. And I actually think it is good for that. And good about helping show you when the chips are down, how do you actually play?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I agree with that.
Exactly.
Like here's the thing. Like, I don't money match a lot because some people don't have that kind of expense, stuff like that. But from the sometimes I did, um, to like play an exhibition match and a tournament match, you have those different kinds of pressures, like you mentioned, Jay. I think it has its own unique feel. Like, because right, if we go back to the tournament example, right, you're not playing a top 8 match. You're literally playing a pools match worth X amount of money.
Yes.
It's basically playing a pools match on steroids.
Well, another thing about that is like bracket is first to 2.
Yeah.
And so you have less time to adapt to the situation. So you can
Right.
just play your game, and if it works, it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, it's important, and I do agree with you, Jay. I think more of it, because that way, like, you really see, like, because what people are doing. Like, how, if me and Childish Vegito played a first to 5 for, like, what, $20? Like, how would I adapt to what he's doing, and how would he readapt on the fly to me? Stuff like that. And I think it's important. I think this past weekend was a really good eye opener. And I think I watched that and I was like, this is gonna teach a lot, because you mentioned before you just started in June, and you've been reaching out to a lot of people, and a lot of people have been really helping. And I think this was a really big step.
Yeah.
100%.
I,
So yeah.
Actually, I kind of want Vegito to talk about. I want you to talk about a little bit about your mental process, because this is something that's not just good for you, but for kind of people who are, because we try to cater a lot to mid-level and up-and-coming players, right?
right.
And I think this is something that a lot of players struggle with getting into. So I'm actually going to ask you, can you unpack a little bit of your mental game as you went through the set, as you played it?
I think I just get like, I told myself that day, I was like, yo, it's gonna be 5 straight. You just gotta not let up on the gas.
Okay.
You just gotta go, and then that's it.
So you went in off the rip with confidence, right? You're like, I'm going to win this.
Right. And so I got the first 2 games. I'm like, that's it. Let's go. And then I was just like, okay. My problem became, you know that old saying that always, like, it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I didn't follow that.
You started changing your habits even though he wasn't adapting.
He wasn't adapting at all. It was just because, like, the game plan was just to kill Gotenks, which is the glue to his team.
Yeah.
And it enables his 2 good characters, Base Vegeta and Zamasu, more so Base Vegeta. I think
it's a really unique. Which, by the way, that's
a really unique team. I was about to say
really
that's not a run of the mill team.
Like, I remember when Prodigy picked that up. Like, honestly, like, because I've known Prodigy since Defend the North. For the most part, and like he was bouncing between, like, he used to be a Gohan player. Little fun fact.
Really? Teen?
Yeah. Adult. Fun fact.
I don't see it.
So, yeah.
You don't see it? I mean, with a team like that, I was going to say, those are like opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of character picks.
So I think, and he really found his niche. So yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they're very...
So you were on the gas pedal the entire time, and then...
The first 2 games.
And then you lost 2 games, and you felt like you lost all control.
Well, not essentially. It was more so that, going back to if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I should have just kept killing Gotenks.
Yep.
And it would have been fine. But then I was like, hey, let me loop this guy. And so I tried different things. I tried to do the things that I should have done. So the things that I was doing, I should have done after I killed Gotenks. But
you were thinking ahead. You were thinking too far ahead.
I was thinking too far ahead, and I wasn't. I think I adjusted too fast, to be honest, and then I didn't readjust. So I didn't stick to the game plan that I was originally gonna do, because I was like, maybe that won't work. But he has to show me that it's not working.
Yes.
That happens a lot.
Yes.
And I got ahead of myself, and then I got upset because Dragon Ball things happen, right? There was this one game that I barely won, right? And then there was one game where I think the deciding game for me was when it became 3-3 instead of 4-2 for me. Because there that deciding game where it was either tied or I was ahead.
Yeah.
I actually had the game, but I swung the momentum back because I tried a new combo instead of just sticking to a really simple combo that would have killed anyways. But I wanted to do it for the culture, and I was just
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Sometimes the culture needs to be stopped.
Yeah, it's not always the best. Optimal isn't always optimal.
Yes, that is.
That's. See, all these mentalities, and like I've talked to you about all this. Like, honest to God, 6 months ago, you weren't saying all of this.
No, I wasn't. I had zero, almost zero like tournament experience. I had like when I started in June, I like my first tournament was Defend the North. I got 17th for some godforsaken reason. I think
got 17th.
Yeah, I got 17th. Yeah.
You placed higher than me. Actually, no, we placed the same. I was like, wait, you placed higher than me? But no.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes back to what Jay said earlier. This is what the kind of content we like in players we want. Players that are trying to grind real hard and trying to find their footing.
Pause.
And I think Vegeta Tanks is like you and Subatomic Sabers are really putting it on the map. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to touch on about this topic before we move on to a really big potential one of two topics?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, more on the mental topic. If you wanted to go back to it.
Go ahead.
Because like I feel like we briefly touched over, and I feel bad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Just mentality wise, I think like I just need to be okay with making mistakes in a game and adjusting to those mistakes. And it's because one thing will happen where I'm like, I definitely should have or 2H or jab the super dash, but I didn't wait. I was impatient. I didn't read the scenario correctly, or I just got hit because I was trying to do something. I think I need to be okay with. I definitely need to be okay with making mistakes, and I need to just, instead of beating myself up for it and then making myself spiral down, I think I just need to address the situation, what I did wrong, and then just be like, oh, you just need to do this, instead of being like, fuck, I just got hit.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And this is actually kind of threefold. So there's a term for kind of what you were describing with the spiral. It's cascading failure. It's the idea that an initial thing goes wrong, and as a result, it creates a domino effect. And suddenly, I didn't kill that character, and as a result, I lost my point character. And as a result, he's got 4 bars now, and now my second character lost 80% health before I took him down, and now I'm behind. Now I lost the match. Now I lost the set. Right?
That sounds like me. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's and that's what. Unfortunately, this was an example. You were cascading failure in this set. That's what happened.
And that's how you get better.
Right, but the trick to go beyond is to go beyond this, right? So when that initial failure stops, right? Because cascading failure is avoidable. You have to compartmentalize, right? So if you drop that combo, that sucks. He's gonna down tech buttons, and you're probably gonna get hit, and it is going to suck. You can't change the fact that you dropped that combo. That part is over now. And this is the hardest part, mental-wise, in the middle of a set, is going, that happened. What adjustments do I need to make because I made that mistake? You need to acknowledge you've made a mistake. Because if you say, oh, I did nothing wrong, well, then you can kind of get yourself into a little bit of funk. Because if nothing went wrong, why are you suddenly losing so badly, right? You create kind of harsh your own mellow in that way. Whereas if you acknowledge it but let it go, that can allow you to recenter yourself and start playing the rest of the set and prevent that cascading failure. And you talked about getting emotional with Dragon Ball, right?
Oh yeah. This game gets me heated.
Exactly. This is one of the things that actually Lord Knight talked about. So we talked a little bit with Lord Knight. This was after we were off the air. And one of the things he was talking about was people being emotional in Dragon Ball. He said that to be successful, to be truly successful playing Dragon Ball, you can't get emotional. Because this is the kind of game that will get you heated. I mean, when Lord Knight's saying he has to actively try to, he doesn't drink caffeine because he wants to be as calm as humanly possible. That's how you know emotions make a big difference in this game.
Oh my god, yeah.
Does. It has that. The game has that Marvel effect to it, where it can be that crazy.
Yep.
Like, and like, I'm a prime example of that as well. Like, Jay's literally seen me spiral.
Yeah.
You see me spiral. It's
rough.
it's one of those things that you the more time you play and the more times you're put in that scenario, the more times you'll kind of have to, like, it forces you to shrug it off and like be like, okay, you drop that combo, sucks, but okay, what's next? You know, and like you have to like like now during bracket, I chew gum. I actually chew gum now.
That's
like,
smart. I do that too.
Yeah, actually we're not sponsored, but like there's some new tea hotness that just got dropped.
Oh, so after you get blown up for water, you switch to tea? I see how it is, FloKey.
Yeah, I heard about this.
It's the only reason why. I will still drink water, but like when I'm on the way to an event, I might start drinking tea just because like that taste is just like sweet and it'll just make me like think positive.
I gotcha.
But it's one of those things, and I think you have the right mentality going in for the rest of the year, especially with the World Tour. And I hope some of these players this weekend have that mentality. JDiesel,
combo breaker, baby. It is going down now. It's gonna be a wild tournament. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out my boys FS Link and Yinja. I'm really pulling for both of you. Looking at your brackets, Yin, beat KDZ and get out of pools, please. And to my boy FS Link, I think you could. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I believe you could do it. You're gonna have to take out Coup d'etat though, or Doza. We gotta beat one of those two.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's 3 out.
We're doing 3 out? It's 3 out for combo. Yeah, okay, never mind. That completely changes it. All right, Lake, don't lose to anyone else then. Just make it out.
It's still double win, but it's 3 people. Yeah. And then obviously for us, I know Jeremy, you can talk about your picks, but for me, Tutal, I know you got online yesterday.
Oh god, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. That's dark stuff. But he's a player that has been putting a lot of work. Childish Vegito can vouch. T-Wong as well. We talk to those guys almost every day. Doza and Pivot Ace, obviously. I think ASAP Ricky's still going. I didn't see his name in the brackets out there.
Yeah, Ricky's currently not listed, but I mean, obviously things could change between now and this weekend.
Yeah.
So are you guys naming the 3 that you think are going to make it out of each pool, or are you just saying who's going to
Just general predictions. So, like, right now, too, when I was skimming the pools, I think one player that catches my eye, and I think a lot of people are actually really happy of him coming out to an event, is Alucard. I think Alucard's going to definitely be a dark horse for this bracket.
Alucard's going to eat everyone alive who doesn't know how to play against Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call that right now. I mean,
I'm saying top 16. If Alucard makes it out of pools and winners, I am scared for a lot of players. The only player that really knows how to play Frieza is Tachikawa.
Which Alucard or which pool is Alucard in?
Alucard in. I'm actually gonna drop this link in chat, or else is Nightbot gonna kill me?
No, Nightbot has been put to sleep.
I actually didn't know Sub is there. Oh my god.
Yeah. So he's in the Friday pools at 7 p.m.
He's going again.
The only name I see in there is Beyond Toxin and DJ Melody.
How are you? Wait. Whoa! Cloud 805's in that pool. Hold on.
Wait. Which one? 7
E2.
PM?
Pool E2. That's the pool we're talking about. And for those of you,
no. Wait.
You can stop Nightbot banning people if you slash MVP.
No. We're talking about E1. E1. Subatomic is in E1.
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah,
we were talking
yeah.
about E2 with Alucard.
With Alucard.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Yeah,
Eric
but I think
Keto TV, thank you for the tip
I
about
think
that.
Alucard is a really ghost pick. I think one person too that I want nothing for the best for is Nokami. Nokami has been putting in mad work. One of my one of our closest friends here at the podcast. Um, so yeah, Childish Vegito, who are some of your picks for this weekend?
Do you guys want to go down each pool and kind of talk about who we
go
see?
down
We can do
All
that.
right.
We can do that.
So
I like that.
all right, so
I'm down.
chat, if you wish to follow along as we go talk about some of these combo breaker pools, FloKey, do you want to link it in chat here?
I will.
So are we saying so it's 3 out of each pool, right? So I think so start with B1, I guess.
Yep. Very first pool. I think they start at 1 p.m. actually.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Friday.
I mean, at this rate, Combo Breaker is going to turn into an 8 a.m. pool event potentially, and I'm not ready for that. So B1 has a couple.
We'll do it this way. All right, so Vegito, who's your 3 out of this pool?
3? All right, so let me just go down here. We got Doza 1, Coup d'etat 2, T1 3.
I have Doza 1. Doza 1. I think FS Link 2. T1 makes the upset, goes 3.
I don't know if T-Wong's going to make the upset. Mine was going to be Doza, Link, Coup d'etat. That's who I think's getting out.
So here's the thing about T-Wong. T-Wong has been playing LK's team.
Really well. Yeah.
Oh, he's on LK's team right now.
Yeah.
LK's team.
That team is really good.
It's so dumb, bro. It blows up my team.
It's dirty. And I think
Trunks blows up Vegito in general, though.
Yes.
Yep.
But it makes it worse because I'm supposed to beat Bardock in neutral, but now I don't.
Yeah.
And plus, T-Wong does have a background in Guilty Gear and playing all those anime games, so he literally will not get off the gas pedal once he gets in.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So I think T-Wong is one of the players that people might get thrown off guard.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I actually respect that kind of take on it. How do you guys feel about pool 2? We got B2 here.
Okay, let's see.
Start off first.
I mean, I think all of us would agree Sonic Fox takes first in this pool. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone who's going to suddenly upset him here. I will say there's no one else who really jumps out as, like, decisive in this pool.
Wait, LPN plays Dragon Ball? What?
Yeah. Everybody plays Dragon Ball.
Oh, actually, I changed my mind.
It's Koopa.
Second person who gets out is Wrath.
Where's
Wrath from?
Wrath's from Arizona. He was the first week of the Under the Radar podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god, you know how long ago that was?
15 weeks ago. 16 weeks ago.
We took breaks.
Oh, we took 2 weeks off, so 17 weeks ago.
First episode. Yeah, I think that those two are definitely gonna make it out. Let's hope they're not on the same side.
So you got Sonic, you got Wrath. Who else you got?
I'm gonna say a random one because he has the neutral. Hollywood Sleep. He plays Ki.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? I'll accept that. That's a pretty good bit of logic. Ki does win again.
Oh man. So who are your top 3, Jay? It was just Sonic,
Wrath, and I got to be completely honest. I don't know anyone else well enough. I've heard of Kuba. I want to say he's Wednesday Night Fights.
Yes, he is. He's California Wednesday Night Fights.
Actually, Kuba's a commentator.
Oh.
Hold on. Kuba is definitely. I do know you. It took me a second. Hold on. I have a little bit more FGC knowledge than I thought I did.
Yeah.
Yes, Kuba is one of the 2 DBFZ commentators at Wednesday Night Fights.
Oh.
So you need to take your crew.
So I'm gonna take
commentator
Kuba for the 3rd to get out of the pool.
You're gonna take commentator.
He's pretty
commentator
good.
again?
I
Commentator
think his co-commentator is actually better. But Kuba's not bad. I remember watching him play. He was solid. So I'm gonna take the solid player over the I have no idea. So I'm gonna take him for my 3rd.
I'm gonna take Sleep. Who do you got? Jared, that was you.
Who's your 3rd?
I got Jay's 3, man. I said Kuba to begin with. He's just Kuba's a wild boy though, so it'll either work out or it won't.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, pool 3.
Pool 3. So I actually know Abacus. He's actually playing my team. He's actually reached out to me on a number of occasions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Super sweet dude.
Wait. He actually plays the same team as you?
Yep. He's
That's
actually asking
OG.
questions. He's from Chicago.
Wow.
He's
That's
from
actually
Illinois.
surprising.
He's been putting in work, and I know I haven't reached out to you lately, Abacus. I love you. Best of luck this weekend.
Oh, that's
pool-
touches my heart.
This
Oh
week.
my God.
This pool, however, is kind of tough. Tachikawa,
Free.
Luke, who I think just got top 8 or won, get on my level, and which had LK in top 8.
Kami 99 won that one.
Oh, Kami 99.
Yeah, I think he
Did
was
he get
from.
Luke got like top 3 or whatever, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch anything. I just know that LK was on loser side, and I think.
Yeah.
So.
I think he got 5th or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. I was really not expecting LK to not win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna take it.
Everyone thought he was gonna win Gommel, but I think it's Tachikawa, Luke, and Angelic.
Oos.
I think Angelic, he's one of the OG, along with Doza, he's the OG Goku Blues that we have.
Well, I actually don't know anything about Angelic. He's
He's
Arizona.
a Marvel player too.
Oh, he's a Marvel player. Ooh.
That's gang.
Marvel players are definitely veterans. So
Also,
continue
shout
going.
out to Dragon Ball Fighters making its way into various Smash events.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for
That
real.
is that I've got to shout it out as that being one of my favorite things. Also, other notable names in top 8. You've got this is for Get On My Level.
Right.
First place was Super Kami Guru.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
coming in.
Luke was 2nd.
I
Yep.
see.
LK actually went out at 7th.
Wow. Who'd he lose to?
He lost to Super Kami Guru, and then he lost to Timo. I haven't seen Timo around in a while.
I haven't heard about Timo since last Canada Cup.
Yeah, he's back, baby.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah. I think that's my 3. I think that 3 is like a very solid 3. Let's go, Jay. Your picks.
I think Tachikawa, Luke, and I think I am going to give it to Angelic. I think Angelic probably squeezes out in the 3rd slot.
Hmm.
You feel the same way, Josh Video?
I wasn't gonna say Angelic because I don't really know much about Angelic. I see Dacid. Well, I'm not.
Oh,
He's not
Dacid
one of my
knows.
picks. He's a Broly player, so there's that.
Broly is wild in bracket. In 2 out of 3, I think Broly is an extra big threat because you don't have as much time to get reads on their command grab habits.
Oh, you gotta.
You
Be on,
better
you gotta be
guess.
on point
You
with your guess.
better. You
gotta-
better.
Yeah,
Oh
you gotta
my
be really good
goodness.
at rock paper scissors.
RPS
So,
boys.
Yeah. So my 3, Tachi, Luke, and either Dacid or Uncle Biz.
All right. Jay, you want to lead us off for CU1?
Oh, I'll lead us off.
AK Hook Gang God's Pool.
Hook
Oh, is it?
Hook makes it out easy.
Mhm.
After that, oh man.
Oh, bro, there's.
Ours
Okay,
are boys. Our boys in there.
yeah, he is.
Who's your boy?
Wet Kunai.
What and I?
He's
And
a.
O-
How
Another OG
I don't know anything about him. How is
yeah,
he?
So we know him from New York / I've traveled to New York a couple times and played him. He used to play. He still plays Trunks. He was
plays-
playing Trunks before Trunks was hot.
Yeah, Trunks, Bardock, Kid Buu. He plays now, I think.
Okay, so he's an
No,
OG.
I think he's playing Goku.
Goku.
No, Kibu. I think he's playing Kibu, Trunks, Goku still. Don't.
Last time I played him, he was playing Bardock, but I don't know.
Yeah, but he has a really good fundamental base because of the fact that he plays Street Fighter. Granted, he
Yeah,
plays
Laura.
Laura. Granted.
Wow, there's a lot of Laura hate
Ugh.
here in the chat.
But he's one of those picks. Also, Denjin Loops I know in here. He plays Piccolo Goku Black, which is okay, but it still enables. I like Pancakes. That's a really funny meme. But my 3 would be Hook Gang God, Wet Kunai makes the upset, and I think let's go with Sandwich or Denjin Loops.
Do you know Sandwich, or are you just saying?
No, I'm just saying I'm not a Sandwich.
Okay.
Godlike man.
I mean, it's a godlike name.
Pretty
He's
fast.
not a Sandwich. What is he? A sub.
Pretty fast. What is he? A bodega roll? A bodega sandwich?
He's a sub.
He's a bodega submarine sandwich.
A submarine sandwich. I've never actually heard anyone call it a submarine, but
yeah. Who do you got in that pool?
Well, obviously Hook. You got Kunai, and then I'm not even sure who. I've heard a few. I see like a few names that I've seen like maybe in like the Discord or on Twitter.
You know this is a person, but you don't know enough about them to really.
I don't know much about them. I know this guy's son Charmander. He's in the Vegito Discord. I've interacted with him a few times. I'm not sure. I've never played him.
Yeah.
Kaioken Cam sounds like a godlike name. Or Harvard. Take you to school.
Take you to school.
Take you to school.
OD. All right.
I like Harvard.
Nice.
Okay. So
right.
C2.
What do you got for? Let's start us off for C2.
Okay. So let me just. Chris GIC. That's one already.
Oh, he actually, Carnivore Gaming actually had Kaio Cam.
Kaio Cam. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Getting out of there.
Okay.
Kaio Cam. Okay.
Yeah.
Kaio Cam.
I mean, that's a pretty.
I see it.
So this pool is kind of funny. Chris G, I think, gets it right.
100%.
Omega Tom Hanks, I think, gets out at second.
Wait, that really sounds familiar.
He trains with Ricky. He's Ricky's protege. He's literally Ricky's protege.
Also, Pooh is also from Florida. He grinds with all the Florida boys. Also, Art Waltz is Canada's own Vegito.
Yeah, I saw him. I think he's one of like the better Vegitos in Canada, or like the only Vegito. I've never seen him play, but he's a Vegito player. So
who you guys got for that third slot?
Third slot.
So for my 3, I have Chris. I have my boy Pooh. I think Pooh finally gets out of pools.
Okay.
I think he gets out of pools. I think he's been putting.
There might be a Florida team kill to get out of this pool.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Who do you got? Who do you have as second then? If you think they're going to team kill.
Team kill. With the team kill, I have Art Waltz from Canada.
Art is the best in Canada.
Like next to Luke. Next to Luke. Yeah. 100%.
Wait, Art's the best in Canada. Oh, I didn't. Then why didn't he win the Canada thing?
Well, he wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there? I thought he was. There.
I think.
Was he not there?
I guess so. But yeah, no. I think if there isn't a team kill, I think it's Omega Tom. I think it's Pooh and Omega Tom Hanks. If there's a team kill, I have Art Waltz and Pooh.
I see.
Are you sticking with Vegito Gang?
I like Chris. I like Art Waltz, and I'll give your boy Pooh a shot.
I think we're definitely going to see a Florida team kill. Yeah. I think that's how this bracket ends. And based on like looking at Art Walt's stuff now, I think he does get out. Shout out to Astral King 999. I'm 99% sure I played you like a bunch online. I hope you get out of your pool. Good luck. That's I'm gonna leave it at that.
Rebello is from Vegito from Canada too.
I didn't know he was from Canada.
What? Interesting.
Yep.
C3.
C3.
C3. Here we go.
This pool can go anywhere.
Okay.
Really?
Kami
Yeah.
takes first, I think.
100%.
I actually, okay, so I don't know how good he is, but I want to see him win. I heart
Kami?
justice.
Oh, I
I
heard
heard
just.
he's been putting
Yo,
in hotness. I think
He's definitely a Zamasu player.
Is he clean at this game though? I've loved his play in
Yes.
Marvel 3. I haven't
Yes.
really seen him play too much, but based on his Marvel 3 play, I'm giving him the nod to get out of this pool.
Wait, who did he play in Marvel? Did he play Phoenix Wright?
Yes. He was
Yes.
the Phoenix Wright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I see the name, I'm just like, that's either Phoenix Wright or Zamasu. And I'm not big on Marvel. I'm not big on like the Marvel scene because I wish I got into it, but like I didn't have a console at the time.
I'll
so.
teach you how to play Marvel 3. It's okay.
Oh god,
You
learn how
you're
to
in a
play
group
that
chat
game.
with a bunch of Marvel players. We'll
Oh
teach
my
you.
god.
Yeah, you guys are all old heads, bro. I think I'd be the angriest Marvel player alive.
If DBZ gets you heated, Marvel would have you fuming. I'm just gonna put it that way. You're gonna be cooked. You're gonna cook yourself, man.
Yo, Street Fighter 5 cooked me. So like, I'm originally a Street Fighter player. Well, I'm originally a BlazBlue player, but I didn't really. Yeah. But I played a lot of Street Fighter 5. I was a Bison guy, and then like, this game came out, and like I'm dropping everything.
So who are you guys? So who are you guys feeling here? Because the other names I recognize. I recognize
SacTap.
Yep, I
SacTap.
actually was about to say I recognize SapTap.
What does SacTap play in this game?
He's
Big
definitely
bodies?
playing someone disrespectful.
With a name like SacTap, I think you have to. I
No,
think you're like
watch the
legally
play.
obligated.
You're all yeah. If you
I recognize Zombu. Shout out
Yep.
to Orange Square being his tag. That's actually pretty
That's
funny.
his thing. Like he lost a bet for World Finals and he's still holding to.
Yep. Shinmat, I also recognize.
I don't know who that is actually. That's a Florida guy.
Colorado. I think Yinja might know him. But yeah, I think by 3 is Nokami, Zombu, and I want to see what this dude does.
Yeah, I think, I definitely have Nokami. I liked watching SacTap in Marvel, so I'll give him one of
Your spots.
I'll give him one of the spots because I like seeing him play in Zambimu. Yeah, I've seen Zambimu play. He also plays Cheatbox rather, but
Ooh, top 3 in
Yeah.
Canada according to It's Kite in chat here
Oh,
are
shout out to Kite, shout out to
Art Waltz, Kami 99, and Xylophone. I knew Xylophone was good. I was talking about how I thought
He's the
Xylophone was going to
Mocha
make it
killer,
out of
huh?
pools, and someone was telling me I was wrong. I knew that guy was good.
I've never seen Art Walls play, and I'm curious to see him.
Yeah, he's really strong.
All right,
So
D1.
moving on, the D
D1.
pools. Yo, we're
Alright.
in D1. We're in D1 now.
So I think
God.
Pivot gets out winners. That's my
Yeah?
call. That's my upset call. That's my upset
Wow.
call. I'm calling Pivot to get out winners.
Over
A
Beneath?
po- Yeah, Beneath is going out loser's side.
Actually, no.
I'm calling it.
What has Beneath been doing?
That's OD.
What's
That's
Beneath been
that's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying.
Th-
FloKey
that is
gets
a really
it.
strong point. I think
I
it's
don't
either.
know,
I
man.
think it's either be Beneath or.
I think it's Beneath or
Beneath
Pivot
or-
gets out winners, but I'm actually giving the nod to Pivot. Here's the other thing. Tell me where you're ever going to be able to get quality Vegeta Blue 17 practice. Tell me where you're going to find anyone who's going to play that shell and help you
Access.
learn the matchup.
Axe. That's it.
but,
Oh,
like,
guess what?
I
He's
think-
East Coast, baby. You're
Yeah.
not getting that out in Cali. So
Also, Ham Bam is also want to give a quick nod to Massachusetts. They've been grinding really hard. Shout out to Lucky and the boys. Ham Bam's been putting a lot of work. They're one of his so Ham Bam's one of the adult Gohan players up there.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna be one of the strongest players. But yeah. Yeah. Also Kyle P from Washington's there. He did really well at Northwest Majors.
Yep.
This pool can go any way.
Now
Honestly.
the question is, now shout out to Retro Station, our co-host.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck in this pool.
So don't go 0-2.
Oh.
If you go 0-2, you go 0-2.
Well,
and swing
so
the draw.
who do you guys have for the third slot? I actually think JM Crofts could get out of this pool.
I don't think so.
Third slot, I think
He's
he has a shot.
I don't think so.
Who you give it to then?
I'm gonna either give it to either Kyle P from Washington or Ham Bam.
You think Ham Bam's that good?
Yeah, from what Lucky D has told me, and I think in Kyle P's performance over at Northwest Majors
Okay.
has reflected that. This is a pool that again could go either way. JM Crops could pull the upset.
Wait
But
a
then
minute,
again,
beautiful hairs from Florida? I had no idea.
Then again, we had players like Withero come out to Fun Around, and he didn't even make it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly,
it's nothing against the content creators. It's just that you have a name behind you, so literally everybody's watching content. So literally, everybody's gonna know what you're doing.
also
Yeah.
tournament is very different than
It's
just
so
just
different than
content
online,
creation.
yeah.
There's like that mental aspect really kind of kicks in. I
Yep,
don't know.
yep, yep.
I think it'd be funny to see him get out. But I mean, that's just
Imagine
me.
a Krillin in top.
That's what I'm
What do
saying.
you mean?
Like,
I don't.
Well, that's
like,
the same
I don't
thing with
like
Hex Pro, because I think Hex is there. He was back in like he's been B3 Hex Pro. He's under Hex from Illinois. He's well, I mean, he doesn't play Krillin anymore because Krillin got worse. I don't know how.
yeah, that's
So now
that's a little
he's
rough.
Gotenks player. Yeah.
All right, D2 boys.
All right, here we go.
Alright. This one's kind of more one-sided.
Lazy Matt, Nigo. I've seen.
Shanks is definitely getting out.
Shanks is
I
getting
heard
out.
Shanks is. Wait, Shanks is from. Oh, he's that. He's the. Okay.
Yeah,
I know
Shanks,
who it is.
Shanks gets out.
He's considered him and like Xerox are like 1 and 2 in Europe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. I don't think because Europe doesn't really have much of a scene for Dragon Ball. I think it's more along the lines of like Tekken, Street Fighter.
No, they have a decent scene. Like it's not
Oh, do
too
they?
bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Now, shout out to local Xanadu player Vato being
he's
in
in
this
that
pool.
pool?
He is in this pool.
Ooh, he's the Todd Master.
He is the Todd Master.
The TOD Master.
I think if he can maybe bring his GT Goku up a bit more before he gets there, he could be a threat in this pool. I don't know if he'll necessarily make it out, but I definitely expect him to be in contention. I'll put it that way.
Also, Frankie G from
Frank
Illinois.
Lotion.
Frank Lotion, yes.
My
Florida
God.
boys.
Wait, wasn't he super hyped up and then he like lost at LCQ?
Yup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Yep,
did in
yep,
fact
yep.
happen.
I
That
remember
sucks.
that. Frankie G from Illinois. He's a Marvel player, OG.
Oh boy.
I can see him doing ways, but I think top 3 for this is Shanks, Lazy Matt, Man, Frankie G.
I could go with that.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with anyone else besides Lazy Matt Man. So.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I hope my boy Vato gets it. We'll see. We'll see if he can make
Yeah.
it out. And then we have in D3 here.
Oh boy.
Alright, so should we ignore this pool and just call this Goichi's pool and move on?
This
Or do
is
you guys see
Goichi's
any
pool.
names?
Goichi gets out. Also, whoever decided to name themselves Kmart,
Kmart? Oh my god.
but it's not.
yeah.
I thought at first it was Kmart, and then I was like, "That's not Kmart. This is Kmart. You're not the same player."
Cause like I remember on one of the days like I was over to Killsage's place, right? And they were like, "Yo, who's that Vegito player?" Because they didn't know who I was at the time. And someone said Kmart. I'm like, "No, I'm Kmart." But like
Someone did it.
I didn't know someone did it. That's crazy. So maybe
Uh,
he's a Vegito
other
player.
people who are notable in this pool.
I don't know. I
Nobody
see True
else?
Underdog, and I think he's a content creator.
He is a content creator.
content
Actually,
creator.
the Cutter from Virginia, he top 8'd Summer Jam.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes. The Cutter is a relatively strong player. I wouldn't be late post way. If he made it out of his pool, I wouldn't be shocked. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
He's probably slightly close to FloKey level. Lower than FloKey, but close.
Okay. So like
So
you
wait,
would
wait, where am I?
FloKey, you're
You're
an up
FloKey
you're an
tier.
upper 7. I can't call you an 8.
Well,
Look, look.
I know,
I don't.
know.
If you ask me for your rating on the 1 to 10 scale, I'm not gonna ever lie to you. I'm just gonna tell you what I think you
know,
are.
I love you, bro. It's
that's
all
why I
love.
like this guy. He's just real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's
that's why that's why we have that's why we've done
also
That's why I
most
like your
people
commentaries.
feel better when I'm like, they're like, why am I a 7? I'm like, Lord Knight's an 8. You're not an 8. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, that's just
Yeah.
not happening.
No, but yeah. I think, yeah, but that's why I've been doing this podcast with you.
Exactly.
Duh.
Look,
Duh.
FloKey,
Duh.
I think you could
Nah,
be
it's all good.
you could be an
It's all
8,
good.
but I think you got to tighten some things up. You got to tighten it up.
optimize. You gotta stop
Thanks.
reflecting 5H.
That is awesome.
That's the big boo. What
Oh my
you
God.
mean? That's
You
the
know
secret
what? I'm not the
special.
first person to say this.
Oh my
That's
I'm
the
not gonna
goodness.
blow you up
special.
for it anymore, but I'm just saying
That's-
it's not. I'm not the first person to say.
All right,
this.
guys. So who do you have getting out of this pool? So Goichi takes the first spot.
Guichi,
And then
that's
two-
it, man.
and then
I'm
two
gonna
others.
say the cutter. I'm gonna say the cutter gets out. That's
I'll
that.
take
I'm,
your word for
I'm
it.
taking cutter.
I'm taking. You know what?
I'll take Kmart.
I'll take Illinois. I'll take Illinois.
You're gonna
I'm
take
saying
Kmart.
I'll
I'll
take.
take Kmart. I'll take Kmart.
I'll take Kmart, bro.
We're gonna be
That's
Kmart.
a godlike
gang.
name.
Yo,
That's
yo,
godlike.
Swiper the Fox. Yo, I'll take him
Oh
too.
my goodness.
Swiper the Fox 14. He's the 14th one. That means
Yo,
there's
so-
13 other ones running around.
Oh my!
Yeah.
It's like when you try to take a username, but it's taken, so you have to keep adding a number at the end
Oh
until
my
you
God,
finally
don't even
get
me
it.
started. Don't even get me started, bro.
Hey, so when you money matching Childish Vegito?
Oh my God.
There's a lore behind that.
Well,
That's
after we finish this, we're 100% getting into that. All
We'll
right,
get
it's
into it.
happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
E1.
So E1, I
know
think this
too.
is going to be a spicy pool. I'm calling it right now. There is so much
Oh,
that could
damn.
happen in this pool.
Yeah, there's a lot of upset potential. Mainly, well, I mean, I think Sub is out 100%.
Oh, I do agree with Sub. I think Sub gets out. I'm actually so. Who are you guys calling? Dez, one of the top players in Canada, as we were informed.
Oh, is he?
He's
Okay.
4th.
I see. All right.
I'm gonna take a
So-
hot take.
Who you calling?
Are you ready for this? I think 2 Vegito players get out. I think
Who's the other one?
Natural Haste from Florida. He plays with Ricky.
I'm actually gonna be honest. I don't think he
That
gets
Florida
out.
playstyle.
Nah,
That
I think
Florida
it's
No,
out.
you know
I
who
think
you know who's gonna beat him?
Who?
Mr. 1-2.
Who's
Who's
that?
that?
He's Colorado.
Yeah, I actually watched the Colorado FGC.
Do
Mr.
they have one?
Yes. Yes.
Do not
Oh
watch our
my-
podcast.
Oh
I don't
my
keep up with
goodness.
any FGC besides like East, like.
Okay.
I feel like it's just like I feel like it's
Colorado,
New York. I
make sure to
almost
at
like-
Childish
almost like-
Vegito on Twitter since he doesn't believe your state exists. Oh my goodness.
I
Yo,
didn't
I'm
say it
offended.
exists. I just think
We've
that.
done
No, I know,
15
I'm just
episodes.
messing.
We have done 15 episodes of this podcast, Mister.
So
Episode 4.
now, in fairness, the reason that I know the Colorado FGC very well is because my boy Yinja is the best player in Colorado, and I watch their scene regularly.
Okay.
That's the only reason I know. But Mr. 1-2, actually kind of a scary player. I actually he plays Broly.
Oh, I'm already scared of him.
And here's the thing, he's a good Broly. And that's why I think you can make it out, because I'm not gonna lie, in a 2 out of 3 set, I think Broly is one of the strongest characters in the game.
Like, what do you qualify as like what's good Broly? Like,
Okay, good Brolys are the
there's,
Brolys
like-
who can open you up without just using command grab. They can play neutral.
What a mood, so Ricky.
so like
yes,
Sage Broly.
yes, that's the
one
thing, because-
muscular Broly.
Online Brolys, they just use a beam assist and they want to get in and they just want to try to grab you. Good
Oh, yeah.
Brolys will take their time and because they have one of the best projectiles in the game. Like,
That's true.
it's his Broly's Ki Blast beats out everything. Like,
Yep.
like actually everything. I play Ginyu
mad
and I'm
unfortunate.
scared of his Ki Blast. Like,
Yeah.
that's how good his Ki Blasts are.
Okay.
But yeah, I think.
Now, granted,
Sabotage-
Mr. 1-2 has changed his team. I don't know if he's still on Broly, but I do know he is a strong player. So I'll put it at
Okay.
that.
Natural
So-
Haste, some background on him. He almost made top 8 at final round. His Goku Black's ridiculous. His Vegito's really good. I forget who plays as a mid. He's ridiculous.
Okay.
The fact that he plays with Mr. Mulatto and all of them on a regular basis makes top 3, top 4 on a regular basis over in Florida. When Florida's kind of stacked.
Florida is kind of stacked. I am going to give
Florida's
that to
crazy,
you.
bro.
Yeah,
They're-
this is like
they're on-
Marvel days.
they're on
again.
some other-
Yeah, so I think Subatomic Sabers and winners, Natural Haste first pick, second pick, it's either going to be Des or I don't personally like his play just because I just feel like he's super flowcharty, but I think his flowchart is gonna make him win Lotus.
Real Lotus.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have picked Lotus as the because he is a wild card.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Lotus is one of those players. Like,
I think,
granted, like,
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of his play, like, at all.
I think,
like,
honestly,
but he's that one of those players that will be that wild card and literally will put everything up on the board, and it's either sink or swim.
I think Subatomic's guaranteed. I think after that it's wild. I think this is one of the pools where there's the most chance for it upsets.
Yeah.
That I think E1 is going to be a fun pool to watch. I'll put it that way.
I think E1
and streamed.
Yeah, I think E1 and E2 we'll get into next.
All right, so E2
mad interesting actually.
Okay.
So my call for first place. I'll go first. I'll take the first crack at this.
This.
Super Kami Guru gets out winners.
Is he in this? Oh, he's in this pool.
Yeah.
I know this pool is what I'm calling Super Kami Guru to get out winner. I'm gonna call Cloud 805 for second. And oh my god, third. Oh,
that's tough, man.
This is the tough one.
I want to say Alucard's gonna make it.
That's the one I was thinking of.
But I think that last slot is honestly up for grabs. I'll put it that way. I don't feel confident. I'm going to say I'm going to pick something. I'm going to say Alucard. I don't feel confident in that. That's how I'll put it.
So I need to rewatch everything from this weekend, but my thought still stands. Alucard has been itching to go to a major.
I agree. I think he's going to bring it out. But I'm saying
he is the most hungry I've ever seen him play.
Okay,
he's the hungriest one here.
Yeah, here's the question I'll put to you guys.
Yes.
How many people in this pool, which people do you think could have a chance to get out of this pool? Who do you think has the skill level? Ignore the other people in the pool. Which people in this pool do you think have the skill level to potentially make it out?
DJ Malati.
Okay, so count FloKey, go first. Who do you think could make it out?
In just my top three besides...
No, not even your top three. Who do you think could make it out on skill?
On skill, I got Alucard, Cloud, Kami, Malati. I think Toxin's just more worried about MK at this point.
Yeah.
Lucky?
I didn't even know he played this game anymore.
I don't know. I didn't heard of him before. But I think that those four...
Okay. You think those four are the most likely?
With beyond Toxin, I don't know what this dude's been up to. I think he's just been, again, grinding MK. So I think this is a kind of an afterthought. He did get top 8 at Come to Papa 3. But yeah, no, I think this pool, based on skill, and I don't think Cloud's ready. And I don't think Kami might not be ready for Frieza. I think Frieza Force is about to blow up
that
Planet Combo Breaker. I
mentioned earlier that I thought it will come down, but here's the problem. So, at least from personal experience, because I play the second least played character in the game. I play Ginyu.
Right.
When you play pools, if you play an unorthodox character, your first round will likely be free. Your second round, it's going to be a toss-up depending on how you were seeded. And your 2 rounds of losers after that will be free due to matchup unfamiliarity at bigger events. Once you play anyone who is probably within the top 15 to 20 of their state, they're going to know. They're going to know what your character does. Unless you are playing your character beyond common understanding. Now, if Alucard goes out there and he plays with like shit that people have never seen, I think he'll get it easy. Because if you don't understand the setup that's being done to you, you will actually just die, right? The other thing is, I haven't really seen Alucard put up local results as much recently.
I think because he can't.
Because he just goes to House Chaos.
I know, and obviously that's the problem. It's hard for me to evaluate He's strong, but he's also in the house of the strong, right?
So he doesn't. You're saying he'll lose to unfamiliarity.
Possibly. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Okay, I understand why you're because he hasn't, because New York players don't step outside. Like a lot of New York players that aren't the big three don't step outside New York, where everyone else is like.
Everyone else has to travel because there's nothing else. New York is sort of removed from that. Now, granted, I think the fact he's playing at House of Chaos is amazing. Because from the high-level players that I've had the opportunity to speak to, LK, various others, they indicate that's the best place because you get a lot of mid-level players. It's good tournament practice because you're going to run into that guy who goes like 3-2, right? It's a bigger player base.
And you'll have those potential upsets. I think, too, with Alucard in particular, he has some unfamiliarity experience because one of his biggest rivals that I've seen recently was Axice.
Yes.
Him and Axe go back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Because Axice is like the definition of unfamiliarity.
Exactly. And I think the pool of characters and players at HOC and the fact that this dude has been grinding with Knack Kill Sage like almost on the regular.
Do you think he gets out winners?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
I don't think he gets out winners.
Because I think it's either he gets out winners 2-1 or he barely loses 2-1.
This is I think he can probably get out. I don't think he gets out winners. The reason I don't think he gets out winners, this is his first major. Yeah. And there's a mental game.
It's a huge mental gap.
That's the thing. Like these other players are regular regional major contenders.
Yeah.
And that's a certain element that Alucard just won't have. That's not to discredit Alucard's skill. I think he has the skill. Definitely but is he going to have that tightness of mental game when you're tied 1-1? Is he going to be able to hold together through that game 3? You could be hungry, but that's not going to necessarily give you the mental fortitude to carry you through your set. And that's the part that I'm worried about.
Yeah, okay. I think too, like he did travel in the past for Marvel 3, and he has those like roads under his belt. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Cloud would be if it wasn't Alucard.
You think? Yeah, I
think it'd be Cloud.
I don't know. I mean, Super Kami Guru is apparently incredible.
Super Kami Guru, Cloud, and Alucard, and
I heard good things about
way. I think. But yeah, I think it's. I think we should move on.
I agree. I think you are right about Beyond Toxin. Before we move, I don't think he's been as hungry recently for DBZ.
No, I think he's done.
I think it's MK. All right. Anyways, on to Pool E3. So.
I like this one.
Okay, so you know what? You like it, Vegito. Why don't you lead us off here?
I like this one. I like H. I like one of the pools in H. I like Xerox, I like Yohozi, and then for show. Or Globo.
Yeah. So Yohozi has been playing MK though.
Yeah, but Yohozi's like, I'm biased.
Go Tanks peeps.
Oh, she's the OG Go Tanks. She's the mom of the 2 garbage children.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yohozi is probably one of my favorite fighting game players.
Yeah. She's one of my favorite to watch.
She's fun to also. If you don't follow Yohozi on Twitter, you should because her posts are just fantastic. I very much enjoy it.
One thing I did maybe it was just a grapevine thing. I don't know. Maybe it was whatever. I don't know. She did state on Twitter. She did state on Twitter that she dropped Go Tanks potentially
for GT Goku.
She was definitely capping, she either. I think she put she's playing GT Goku Go Tanks Bardock, I think.
Okay.
She dropped 16.
Actually, I don't know if you guys have had the chance to play against a Go Tanks GT Goku shell. It's actually pretty scary.
Yeah,
they actually have synergy with each other, kind of in the same vein that Vegito and Go Tanks do, in terms of like the usage. Because GoTanks can do, or not GoTanks, GT Goku can do a lot of stuff with his Rekka and things like that. And having the donut to back that up is actually really strong. It gives him 4-corner mix.
Good.
Okay.
It's really strong. But yeah, I think I agree with you with the Xerox and Yohozi picks. The one other and
It's either for show or global for me.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of the two. Jay, do you agree with that? Or
The only other player who you got neither of you have mentioned, I'll throw in CD Mangaka. I don't. I think he might get 4th, 5th. I mean, if things cut differently, I could see him making it out. But I think he's worth mentioning.
Yeah. All right.
Going to H. This is the last set of pools.
Yeah.
All right.
There's 2 tall boys.
Yeah, we got 2 tall. We got LK.
So one person, I think this is obvious. I think if LK plays, if he doesn't play like he played at Gommel and really reassesses, Jato is in this pool. From Texas.
I haven't seen him play actually.
Yeah,
I've heard him though.
He plays on Hitbox, Cheap Box.
He's pretty good. Yeah.
I think Romanova. I don't know. Romanova's been grinding MK. Also, Decline. No one's talking about Decline.
I think I played him at NEC.
He's a Masu player from Nebraska, I think.
Yeah.
What's the NE abbreviation? Do you know?
That is Nebraska.
Nebraska.
He is from Nebraska. He is ridiculous. He has top 8s under his belt. Multiple top 16s. Yeah. He made top 16 at NEC, and he's been making top 16, top 8s so far throughout the year. I saw my final round. He's strong. I think also JDR's in this pool.
JDR's a Unis player, right? Yeah, he's like the best hide. Yeah. Yep. I like LK. I like Too Tall, and then I like either the last spot is up in the air. I'll just pick I'd pick maybe that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. So
that's tough. I go with fine.
I like LK, Jato, and then either Too Tall or Decline. Depends on what Too Tall is playing that.
I do like Jato as the second pick after LK. Okay. I think Jato will make it out. If not second, he'll make it out third. But I think he definitely makes it out.
I think if Too Tall is playing his game properly and he gets enough games in, I think again he's another really hungry player from New York. We know him really well. He just needs to stick to his team and
he's got to play that.
Serve out true justice. You just got to serve out true justice. Yeah. There's a lot of Zamasus in this pool. I just want to make a note.
So yeah, I'm actually excited for next pool.
Yeah, I got my 3 already, bro.
All right, who's your 3?
This pool was dumb.
I got my 3. We got. All right, so we have Dogro 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Sage 2.
Easy Sage 2.
And Khalil.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Bro, he washed Hook and God. He washed Hook and God. No soap, no detergent or whatever. No detergent, no softener.
Yeah, I think that's probably how this plays out. Shout out to Jake Ryan, the other member of the commentary duo from Wednesday Night Fights.
Okay.
Alongside Kuba. So I don't think he's gonna make it out of this pool, but he's better than Kuba as a player. He's managed to place as high as 4th or 3rd at Wednesday Night Fights. So he's actually not a slouch. He's actually pretty strong. He plays he's a blue Vegeta player.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, so this pool is very interesting. Yeah, I think that kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have pool H3.
So we have the best in Canada versus best in Canada versus the best in Colorado.
So
Xylophone and Ninja, and then Dick Killsage.
It's definitely gonna be the Killsage.
Yeah.
Unless I was watching the Killsage stream. He is kind of in a rut. He hopes that Broly Goku can do him well this weekend. I think he's just kind of scrambling to find another character. But I hope for the best for him.
I don't know. Kind of watching Sage or to Kill Sage recently. I was about to say Sage, but there is another Sage who I literally just talked to.
Them,
yeah. I feel like he's in a bit of a mental place. I think this is his problem is not skill. It's definitely mental game right now. He's just it's tough. He's just I don't know. He's not quite feeling it. I think he was really hoping to win Texas Showdown, and I don't think he was expecting it to kind of go the way that it did. But I have faith. I think Sage is still a phenomenal player. I think he still gets out. I think he gets out winners. I think he does. Yeah, Yinja, sorry, you're not getting out winners unless you turn up. You better turn up big with that Piccolo.
Yeah, he plays.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said he wanted to play the most busted character in the game, so he picked up Piccolo.
So he should be playing GT Goku.
I thought he was playing Bardock.
What? No, he's playing Piccolo because he says that it reminds him the most of Marvel. He said that Piccolo is a Marvel character in DBZ.
Who are we talking about? I'm
Yinja.
Sorry.
Yinja from Colorado.
Yinja, okay. I thought you were talking about...
I don't know, man. I think this pool can go a lot of different ways. In losers, I think...
Who do you think has a chance to make it out loser side?
I think, okay, as much as we say KDZ might not do it, KDZ might just pull something out of that.
I mean, KDZ did beat Lowry at April Annihilation in a very interesting set. KDZ
he comes clutch.
Is scrappy. He's a scrappy player. That's the best way I can describe it.
He plays my team. He plays my team now.
Oh. Everybody plays your team nowadays.
Yeah, come on, FloKey. What's this common meta team mode here?
Not really, but but playing. So okay. And my team's another example. Like my team I play is another example of a 2-out-of-3 situation. If you don't know what you're doing against it, you're gonna get smoked.
I'm gonna pull a page from Lord Knight and say that I don't agree with that statement on the basis that neither Piccolo nor Adult Gohan is a fundamentally difficult character to understand, and smushing them together does not multiply the difficulty in understanding what they do.
This is KDZ we're talking about.
Yeah.
I lost to KDZ at April Annihilation. My brother, who made it one round further than me, also lost to KDZ, and then I commentated KDZ. I've gotten to see a lot of KDZ. Having played against him and commentated him, he is not a flashy player. He is definitely not a flashy player. But he's scrappy. Let me put it this way. If you make mistakes, KDZ will slowly claw at you until he wins. That is just how KDZ, right? Like, if you play super tight, I actually don't think KDZ can beat you. But if you start making mistakes, he will capitalize every single time.
And he has an NRS background, so I think this pool goes to the kill stage. KDZ makes the upset, and it's a toss-up between our boy Yinja and top 4 in Canada.
I think Xylophone makes it out second. I think it's Yinja or KDZ out of pool.
That. Yeah,
I think that's how it plays out.
It's between those 4. It's definitely between
I already linked Yinja KDZ's match footage, and I was started breaking some stuff down for him. So hopefully he's gonna be prepped. Hopefully he's gonna be. Look, I'm making sure if my man goes out there into the wild, he's strapped. Okay, like no one. Listen, I'm not sending my boys out there to not take L's. I'm not about that.
I'll message Yinja myself on that team if he's playing it still.
Yo, you should. You should. Now, obviously,
this is the last pool.
The last pool.
Oh.
This is.
Oh, this one's easy. Wait, you got SQ, Super Noon,
Cruz. Do you guys like Cruz here?
Who's Cruz?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, never mind. You don't like Cruz. All right.
No, I didn't.
No, he's I've seen him play a couple times. I remember him being reasonable. Who do you guys have here?
Super Noon, SQ, maybe Mattel.
Question. How much does Super Noon play against Broly?
He plays against Acid, right?
No, Acid's NorCal.
Oh yeah.
I think Cool Kid might make the upset. He
upset me, so.
I know, but I think Cool Kid, like, he just got out of the top 8. I think he was either top 8 or
it was April.
Top 6, top 16 at Texas Showdown.
Oh, Texas Showdown? Did he?
Texas Showdown, boys.
Oh. Blueku, Broly, Go Tanks makes it out of pools.
Yeah.
Cool. I think Cool Kid, Noon.
They're not ready. Not a lot of people are ready for it.
I agree on that.
Listen, I'm gonna give faith in your boy Jay. I'll give it to Cruz. I don't know him. I'll give it to him.
Really? You think the pool is that
It's so interesting. It's just like there's a lot of interesting pools. Again, these are all just our predictions, but who do you got, Jay?
let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to remember where I saw Cruz. Oh, it was Winterfest. That's where I saw him.
Winter Brawl.
Yes, he was at Winterfest. It's a Canadian tournament. He was in grand finals.
Oh wow.
So that's right. Cruz is a Canadian player.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit to
show up.
I had to pull that back. You know what? Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yo,
Also,
can we go
do you
Ep.15 for a day?
now that we've kind of gone through, I've got to ask,
Who's taking
put together your top 8s.
Top 8?
Oh, God.
Interesting. I got it. I got you right now.
All right.
Oh, God.
Obviously, your JP players. You got.
I think we're gonna have Japan definitely make it through.
It's Japan top 4 winner. Wait, who came from Japan? It was just Goichi, Tachi, Dogura.
Yes.
Dogra. Think
Why
Japan.
where's Fenrich? Is he bored of home?
Kazunoko are both not attending.
Damn. All right, so they're gonna be on winner's side, and then you have Sonic in there on winner's side, and then the rest is going to be.
I think those other 4 slots are way up for grabs. This is actually a
You don't
stacked
think
event.
Chris G's just gonna take one?
Who do you think?
Chris G?
Actually, no. You know what's funny? If you had to ask me if I thought, I think the Japanese are gonna make it right for top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be Sonic winners.
No.
I think
it could be Stub actually.
I think it might be Chris G.
Oh wait. Let me
I think. Have you seen the streak that Chris G's been on? This man is hot. And here's the other thing. No one knows how to play his team.
We appreciate Sonic Fox, but the thing is, I feel like this dude is focusing on MK11.
Yes.
This is the first big event for MK11.
That's the thing. This isn't the game Sonic's here to win. Sonic is not here to win this game. Sonic will.
It definitely became a side game for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and he's still OD.
So look, and that's why I think he'll still be top 8, right? But I don't think he's winner side. I honestly think it's going to be Chris G and the Japanese. However, I think if one Japanese isn't winner side, it's going to be Tachikawa. I can see Tachikawa ending up losers.
Yeah. I can see all right, so okay. If I weren't naming winners and I would just do like your top 8 like in whatever order.
Yeah.
The JP players 3, right? That's 3 of them.
Yep.
You got Sonic, Chris G, Sub, 2 more.
That leaves 2 spots.
Kami and where is the one that I want? I don't know. That you know what? That A spot is up for grabs. I will give you 1 spot that is up for grabs.
I'm gonna make 2 calls. I actually don't think. I know it's gonna sound bad. I don't think Kami or Sub is a lock for top 8. I actually don't believe it. I don't.
You watch NCR though?
If I'm putting money down, I'm talking about if I'm actually pulling my wallet out and I am putting money down, I would put money on the Japanese. I would put money on Chris G, and I'd put money on Sonic Fox.
Okay.
You could not get me to pull out my wallet and put money down on anyone else. I think those last 3 slots are legitimately up for grabs. Because here's the thing. I think this is not going to just come down to who's got the skill to make top 8. I think it's going to come down to matchups.
Okay.
That's what this tournament's going to come down to. Because, hell, Alucard could make top 8, right?
Yeah.
Would you, like, if I said Alucard makes top 8 over no Kami, would you be surprised?
I think
a little.
On his best day, Alucard can beat Sonic Fox. So he almost did.
Yeah.
So my top 8.
Okay.
I'm about to make people about to blow some minds.
Okay.
All right.
I think only 2 Japanese make it in top.
Which one? Do you think Tachikawa doesn't make it? I could see Tachikawa not making it.
I don't think Dogra makes it.
Really?
Ooh, Chief. My heart. Dogra is my favorite. One of my favorite.
I think
I love his Azrael and Blaze Blue,
Who's
like no one's business.
Who's elimming Dogura? How many people in this? Here's a question: how many people in this tournament do you think can beat Dogura?
A lot of people.
A lot of people. The Japanese has their targets wide open.
A lot of people can beat Tachi and Dogura.
I don't actually. Here's all right. We'll change gears. How many people do you guys think can beat Go here?
Nobody.
I think Go wins this tournament, right?
This is Goichi's tournament free. I think.
Whoa.
Free is not free.
Not
Whoa.
free.
Oh, Cisco.
Let's relax.
Yo, Random Fiend says nah. He says that he can beat Goichi.
I don't listen.
Cisco, relax. You just lost a mini
if
assassin.
I'm gonna be real with you, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. If I can't lay a finger on Goichi, there is no.
Hey, I'll have you know, when I played Goichi at CEO, I landed one combo in 3 games. So that tells you
I'm
about
so
how.
proud of you, bro.
Do you know how proud I was? It was my first major, and Goichi was just like sitting there, right? There's this whole crowd of people, and I just walked up. I was like, "Yo, can I get next?" And everyone just stared at me. And I sat down. He started eating snacks out of his fight stick.
I'm dead.
And I'm like, and I've never been to a major before. I'm like really excited. Right. And I sit down and I'm like, "Oh, hi." And then we go to play, and I landed one combo on him. And I was so proud of myself. Yeah. I remember spending my Sparkings all 3 games to just live longer so I could keep playing Goichi.
Yeah. Wow. But I think
great experience.
I think Goichi on my top 8 is Goichi,
okay,
Tachikawa, Chris G, Nokami, Alucard, Subatomic Sabers, someone from Canada. How many I got?
From Canada.
How many I got?
You're definitely over 9.
No, I am not.
I
said 2.
I don't know. Were you counting it? You have to count on your fingers, bro. I'm not counting.
I got a question. Do you guys think Super Noon's in contention for top 8?
Nope.
Not feeling him?
Nope.
I think he's a wild card because it's like he's still he's younger than me. I'm 21. He's a young guy, and like just the mentality you need to have to make top 8 at like a huge tournament full of killers like this.
True.
Is like,
combo. We're talking about combo breaker. Kaze says no. Kaze says no.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I think top 48. If you make top 48 at combo breaker, that alone is a resume.
Now, do you think we could see some God Key make it top 8? Do you think we could see Pivot Ace or Doza?
No.
I think they made top 16.
That's kind of my feeling. I think they had a great showing at Texas Showdown. Now if I gave it to one of them who I think could make top 8, Pivot, I actually think would have a better chance.
Well, okay.
I think.
Or do you disagree? Do you think it would be?
Okay. I want to be like. I'm not taking away anything from this guy, but like Texas. There were maybe like Texas. There were like 8 good names at Texas.
But.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention. None of us mentioned Apology Man when talking about top 8. Did we all just write off beneath?
No. Yeah, I think beneath. Sorry. No one. I'm sorry, but he's
top 16. Top 32.
Top 30. Top 32. You don't even think top 16?
I don't know. He definitely loses to somebody. Because
he definitely gets snatched out of there. But
oh my goodness.
I'm not taking away anything from. I'm just saying, like.
Well, no, and this is
players. There's a lot of
look,
killers,
and this is always the hard part about making these kind of predictions because look, there's a ton of phenomenal players in this tournament. There's X amount of spots. I mean, that's just the way tournaments work, right? So somebody for every person who makes top 8, someone else has to not make top 8. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
One thing to note is that this might be Pivot Ace's last major for a while.
Really?
He made a statement on Twitter. So I feel like he's gonna go all out. So that's why I think Pivot Ace might make if he makes top 16, like.
Well, going all out doesn't equate to making top 8.
Well, no, but I feel like he's put in a lot of work, and I think he's one of those players. Kind of going back to Alucard. But yeah, I think the 2 Japanese players are gonna be Goichi 2, Chris G's 3, Nokami's 4, 5 is Subatomic Sabers, 6 is somebody from Canada, 7 is Hook or Sonic Fox.
Ooh, Hook or Sonic Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot that like we just like didn't include Hook in top 8.
All right.
I think
Kaze's got Go, Tachi, Dogura, Sonic, Chris G, Kami, Sage, Hook. Wild cards are Alucard and Sub.
I think Alucard makes top 8 Hook or Sonic Fox. And I'm gonna walk away.
What? That's a hot take, my God.
Wow, Cisco says Alucard top 32.
I think Alucard.
There's two. It can go two ways.
And the thing is, here's the thing.
I think it's gonna depend on who Alucard hits. I really do.
Here's the thing, though, right? These are all just assignments. Ricky's not even mentioned in these assignments.
I mean, if Ricky goes, I mean, I think Ricky also would be a major. It's interesting, right? So, like, it's funny how you talk about different characters, right? You talk or players. You talk about Goichi, right? We're not like, oh, Goichi really has to not hit blah 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 or blah 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 to make it, right?
It's just like it's just Goichi, and
it's right. It's just this person is just going to make it. Like, look at the whereas I feel like when we're talking about some of these other players, we're putting qualifiers. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, well, this person can make it, but they need to not hit somebody who knows the matchup, or they need to not hit this, right? And I think that's what separates the people who are your top 8 players from the people who can finish anywhere from top 6, top 32 to top 8, right? Yeah. Because I think Alucard has worked extremely hard. I think he's put himself in the best position to make this run.
Yeah, I think he's worked, like he's gone through the training. I think he's ready as he can be.
Yes.
It all comes down to this is his first major. This is
first major.
Yeah, I mean, and now granted, he did play Marvel, so he has had experience.
Let's cut out some slack. Sonic Fox is in this bracket, but Sonic Fox is also playing.
I think I will say, and here's the thing. Yeah, I kind of give Sonic Fox a good, because here's the thing. Every time anyone has ever said Sonic is washed in any game, Sonic has just never actually been washed. It just when was the last event where Sonic did not get top 8 for DBZ?
Good point.
Yeah, that's my case. That's my entire argument for why he gets a spot in top 8.
Well, but the thing about the crowd is, like, you could make top 8 and you could lose and be like, oh, he's washed.
Yeah,
oh, he made top 8.
But guess what? For Sonic Fox, if he makes top 8, we go. Some people will say, "Oh, he's washed." There's other players who we're talking about. Oh, they're lucky to make it to top 8. Right. See what I mean? Let me put it this way: I would not want Sonic Fox in my bracket. If I could design my bracket, is there any world you'd ever put him in your bracket?
If it was over the JP players, yeah, I'd. Oh, actually, no. I'd rather play a Japanese player over Sonic.
I agree.
I would rather play Sonic.
No, they let me play. What do you mean?
Listen,
that's what I'm saying. Like, the Japanese players will analyze your game and then they'll do something about it.
So here's
like
the thing,
the top ones, not like Bombaban, because Bombaban just doesn't care. He just goes.
Okay, Bombaban is fun to watch because he'll call out the wildest things.
Exactly, like the craziest ways too. Like how you just call out a vanish with level 3. That's the ultimate punch.
Yeah, but I know I'll be tuning in this weekend. We have our predictions down. That was a really good panel, but we did run over time by a long shot.
Oh, did we? I'm sorry.
We did. You know what? Honestly,
it was OD though.
It was OD, and I think there's a lot of good stuff here, and yeah. I really can't wait to unpack even more. Honestly,
and I want to say this in public to you, Childish Vegito, Jeremy. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
I wanted to give you this platform for a reason. honestly, that a whole like almost hour about like Vegeta, Gotenks, and your mentalities and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be known to you that you've been putting in the work, and I can't wait to see what you do at CEO and the rest of the time.
Thanks.
Dragon Ball.
I definitely agree, and actually, we'll definitely have to meet up at CEO, because
Oh, yeah.
like hell yeah, I definitely want to like run sets and stuff. And I gotta say, you're really fun to like watch / commentate.
Thank you.
Because there are some like I'm obviously hyped for every match because I love Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But
Same.
there are still some players who I'm like, this is just like legit. Like I'm kind of getting into the match. Like it's fun. Watching you just loop your pressure, just that I don't know. That shit just has me cackling.
Yeah,
But
I think
It's just
yeah.
mad fun to like.
it's the thing. It's the truth. Like you've gone through so much of this game, and to finally find your footing now and putting in all the work, I really do appreciate you coming on the pod.
Thank you, dude.
And
Thank you for having me.
no
Absolutely.
problem. Like I am like you can Jay, I hate to be real cheesy right now.
Oh my goodness. Be cheesy.
But you are truly under the radar.
Oh.
And people should look out for you in 2020.
Oh well, yo, this is where I
Oh god.
this is where I make my shot, man, and I'm gonna hope that it works out. If I manage to get CEO or Evo, I'd love that opportunity.
Jay's also under the radar. I'm under the radar. We're all under the radar. Except
All we can do out here is just be on our grinds, do the best that we can. That's it.
But yeah, it is that time in the show. It's time for the wrap up. Childish Vegito, you get 5 whole minutes, sir. You can shout out anything, anybody, what you got going on, what's next for you, anything. Floor is yours.
All right. Well, first off, I'm gonna be at CEO next month.
Hey.
Yeah. So make sure you look out for me. Whoever is looking out for me, we can get games, we can share tech, we could do whatever, just chill. You can keep up with me on my Twitter at Childish Vegito. No spaces, no caps, no underscores, no nothing, just the two things. In recent news, I'm actually going to put out like I'll be announcing it like probably I'm gonna stream Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna announce my Vegito tutorial.
Oh, I've been seeing you post about it for a while now. It's finally happening.
Yep.
Let's go.
I'm gonna have like everybody's been asking me for one, so I was just like, you know what? Because all my tech is scattered throughout Twitter. It's in between all the memes and shit posts or whatever. So I was just like, yeah.
Time to gather it up.
I've been making up the script. It's gonna be big. I hope I get a good audience. Next stream is my next. That's my last stream before I hit Twitch affiliate. So, hopefully I can do that before I stream, and then that way I can get some subs. Hopefully.
Twitch monies.
Yeah, some monies, man. Yeah. My Twitch is also childish_Vegito. It's linked in my Twitter, so you can follow me there. You can follow me also on Twitch. Keep out for my streams. I don't have a schedule yet. I've been meaning to make one. It's just that like work and stuff. It's getting rough.
Yeah.
So I just gotta I'm situated now, so I'm gonna figure out a schedule and stuff. I'm working out that was really the big one is my tutorial stream is what I'll be doing. I'll be doing that, and then I'm gonna save the VOD. I'm gonna clip into little tiny pieces and make a mini series as well. But you know what? You guys should tune into that. It'll be really fun. Going to teach you all about loops and stuff and unblockables.
I will be sure to tune in.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be really fun. What else? Shout outs to you guys for having me on. Shout outs to Jump Gang, Kazuki Kaze, all my boys that I play online, offline with, like New York as a whole. Like you know who birthed me, right? It was Kazuki Kaze. He was the one who got me into all.
Shout out to can we shout out to the Bird Gang?
Bird Gang.
Yo, Bird Gang. Yo, boys.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta hit him with the flock. You gotta hit him with the flock.
You can hit him with the flock. I'm not hitting him with the flock.
Yeah. Listen, man, I got you. But,
Yeah, but
make sure you guys get ready for that. But yeah, anything else you gotta say to the peoples back at home?
no, just tune into my stuff. Watch me play. Watch me jab super dash. It's fun.
I mean, that's pretty OD.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like that is going to be the wrap up here. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Be sure to follow FloKey. Be sure to follow myself either on here, on Twitter, all that jazz. And always got to give it up to our amazing guest, Childish Vegito. Absolutely fantastic. But
What an
anyways,
episode.
Yeah.
is it
It's
exactly? We
really
got combo breaker predictions. It's all up in the air. But it has been a pleasure. This has been your boy JDiesel.
This has been your boy FloKey. Oh, yeah. Oh.
I'm Childish Vegito. Once again, if you don't know who I am, now you know.
And this has been Under the Radar. We'll catch you later, guys.
Oh God. What is this? Are you whipping or are you asking me like?